Well, this isn't a video that I was expecting to make, but here we are. Yeah, here we are, I guess. For those that are unaware, today was a pretty big day. Well, this past week has been a pretty big week. It's been more or less E3, at least in spirit. You've had all the big game showcases going on, every game company under the sun coming out, showcasing what they're working on, what's coming out, you name it. Pretty big deal. And today, was Nintendo Direct, and one of the announcements that was there was a new Kingdom Hearts collection. Yes, you heard correctly. Now they're actually going to get all the games on the actual platform. And if you happen to be one of the unfortunate people to have bought the cloud version, well, right here, sales of the Kingdom Hearts Nintendo Switch cloud version will end later today. Existing owners can play until June 9th, 2027 and get discounted Nintendo Switch 2 versions via the eShop. Save data can be transferred to the digital version, which again, if you bought the cloud version, I'm sorry, but you got suckered and you got scammed. They had a demo of that stuff. And this is not even the main thing. I just wanted to cover this real quick because this is scummy. They charge full price of what you would pay for the same game on literally any other platform, but now you get an inferior cloud version that played like garbage, and now they're telling you they're going to take away your access, and now you got to rebuy the game, but hopefully you get like a maybe a 10 or 20% discount, and hey, that's their way of saying sorry, they're going to revoke your game license from a game that you paid full price for. Actual scam, actual garbage. But that's not what the main topic of this video is for. It's actually about this, which is what it kind of leads into, which is why I talked about that first. So the Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 through 3 features Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3 plus Remind DLC. Launching October 8th on Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Xbox on PC. And so this is pretty big deal. Now you might be wondering, Wasabi, why are you talking about this? What's the big deal? Well, let's first start with this right here. Here's this cover. I'm going to let you pause and take a quick look. Now, you might already have seen some talkings on the internet. You already seen the title of this video, but I'll let you take a look at it real quick. Give you 5 seconds. All right, look at that. It's because more or less everyone has come to the conclusion that this is AI generated or very AI generated assisted because it looks wild. It looks crazy. Let's just go through some of the things that people have been saying. So first person said AI generate Kingdom Hearts art, called that dream slop distance. Another person said, dude, is this AI? Are we dead ass? Next person said, hey, so why does Donald Duck have different number of fingers on each hand? So they circle here and then they circle here. They're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they're looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks weird. You know, it's just one of the many things that people are going to look at. But then obviously there's a whole nother discussion. You can already see someone talk about right here say it could be an artist mistake. In one of the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, someone drew Rafe with 4 fingers in the panel, but not in the rest of the comic. And then someone said right here, this isn't some panel in a comic, it's cover art. And that's the one thing I will emphasize as well too. You gotta remember that this is cover art. This is meant to be a big deal. This is like, it's front center. This isn't like some throwaway panel or something that you'll just quickly, gloss over if you read like a comic book or something. This isn't, it's nothing that quality. This is supposed to be their premiere, like, hey guys, here's our new collection bundle, and this is the key art for it. So you would think it would look pretty pristine and on point and not the way that people are picking over it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's continue on. Another person I've covered on this channel, is popular artist, that Krabbit. She has given her own thoughts on it. She says the reason I'm suspicious this is AI, among everything else being posted out, is Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 have nearly the same exact pose that's totally against the composition instincts of an artist with modern experience. And so they're talking about right here, you see Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora and then Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora. It looks pretty much like the exact same pose almost, just slightly altered. Wow, when you zoom in, when you see the zoom in, it looks really odd. A lot of this stuff looks just really weird. It's pretty egregious. They continue on to their post. Someone said, bro, who was in the Yakuza cut off Goofy's pinky finger? What the hell is that knob? They're talking about this right here. So they're like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what happened to his pinky? Just missing all of a sudden. Another person said, we see the art flaws. You can delete the pose at any point. Flaws such as Donald having 4 fingers on one hand but 5 on another. Whatever the fuck is going on with the elbow appearing halfway down the forearm. And then everything else wrong with Goofy's hand. So if you're talking about here for the forearm for Sora. And so if you're curious what this looks like in the full screen, it's this pose right here. It's supposed to be Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. It's supposed to be the elbow. People are kind of wondering what's going on with that. I mean, it's really like when you look at this piece, we'll go through the rest of it soon. People have already pointed out as well the clock tower. When you look at the clock tower over here on the right, it looks pretty like it's questionable, at least right here. This part, I don't know if you can see how well you can see my mouse cursor, but like in the middle of it, a lot of people were like pointing out towards that. There's something that just doesn't look like it's crafted by who you would think is like a professional artist at Square Enix working on the Kingdom Hearts franchise. This just looks disjointed and it looks just really I don't know the word for it, but it just looks odd. It really doesn't look polished. And I'm one that tries to I genuinely do try to stay away. If you watched my channel long enough, you know that I try to stay away from calling every single thing that comes out AI slop. Yes, is it a high chance that a lot of companies are using it? Sure. But I don't like to be the one that just goes and rings the bell like AI slop alert, AI slop alert, oh my god, AI slop alert. I do try at least be a little bit more, understanding in the sense of like, all right, maybe it is just artistic mistakes, but man, I'm gonna be real, bro. As a Kingdom Hearts fan, it just sucks to see this. This just looks really bad. Like, you don't even need to be like an actual like professional illustrator to look at this and be like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm gonna be for real right now. Continuing on, this was another post that popped off. So instead I tried compiling screenshots of things that look like AI or AI enhanced in this Kingdom Hearts cover artwork. Really disappointing to see this from Square. I really would love to hear some kind of statement regarding this. So we were already talked about the Donald and fingers. They're talking about right here. It says seemingly turns into a different type of chain. It says begin turn into a different type of chain in the back. It says chain appears to melt together. For the clock tower, appears to be AI enhanced. The hands of the clock appear to be bent downwards. It's also possible there's a filter on top of a 3D model. It says clock tower from older artwork. Clearly the hands do not bend. And then right here it says shoe is missing certain details such as the crowns on the bottom of the shoe. It says keep in mind this could be a genuine artist mistake, but with the other inconsistencies is suspicious to say the least. And that's another point that people will argue as well too, saying that typically there's a chance that artists could overlook maybe like one thing or maybe two, but I think again, I feel like that's more like the leniency you give to like, just a regular artist, a solo indie artist, just kind of making artwork for fun or, aspires to be professional one day, but not a company like Square Enix where stuff like this gets reviewed. It gets looked at by multiple people. This isn't something like an artist draws this and then it just gets posted online. Very rare do I believe that that's going to happen, especially for a franchise as popular as Kingdom Hearts and as closely tied to a company like Disney. Usually when it comes to artwork of this quality and artwork that's going to be as big of a deal as something like this, you would think that it's going to go through many eyes before it gets posted to the main account for everyone to see when it gets something like 2.4 million views, and of course going up as time goes on. And then you start getting fans who are going to look at the artwork very closely, because one of the things people do enjoy is going to be Kingdom Hearts art and seeing their favorite characters and seeing the moments redrawn and reimagined on a cover art. They're going to want to look at that type of stuff, and it's going to be a pretty big deal. And this to have it like that, it's just kind of odd. And down the other side of the coin, there are people who are arguing that it has been AI enhanced, that maybe it got fed into AI to enhance it, to blow it up, to look better, to look cleaner. I honestly couldn't tell you if that's the case. I don't understand why that would be the case. I don't know why it would ever need to be fed into AI to be enhanced to look higher quality or look better. I don't understand that personally. I don't think that would be the personal case in my opinion. I did find it funny though. One thing someone pointed out, this one's kind of like take it for a grain of salt. You do what you want with that. But one person said right here, there's another proof this is AI. The Goofy art is based on this one. Another 1-to-1, and so they're showing Goofy here, and then you look at Goofy there. I don't know if I would go as far as saying that's like AI 100% 1-to-1. I think that maybe is a little bit of a stretch, but I do think that if you look at the overall composition of this and you start to analyze this art and look into it a little bit more, there could be, a question of, all right, what's going on here? Personally, this is like something that you get ChatGPT to generate. Remember when they had all the anime art trends going on? This almost just like something that would be spit out. You go into ChatGPT, say, hey, give us a Kingdom Hearts poster and give me all 3 versions of Sora from all the different games. That's what this looks like to me. But yeah, I just want to talk about this. It's a pretty big deal. I think it's very interesting as we continue to just let the year go by and AI becomes more and more prominent and you're going to see more and more companies hide AI usage. Square Enix is also not very shy about their usage of AI and how much they like AI and wanting everyone within the company to use AI. So there is a chance that there could be AI used here. Again, is it to fully say that this is AI? No, right? This is just more or less a discussion. I definitely think at this point in time, it would be good for Square Enix to make a statement. I think that this is not a good look, especially going on for 10 hours. I think it should be very clear to have a full on statement say, hey, no AI was used at all for this, but they haven't even said that. Of course, if you've already seen some of the stuff going on with Sega, they already had their disclosure about using AI with their stuff, and a lot of people are already upset with that as well too. So it's a very messy situation. This is something I'm going to keep watching. I might make another video in the future, but this is a pretty big deal. This one really took off on social media, and I just wanted to talk about it real quick. Let me know what you think in the comments.